Even the most popular couple from this season of Love Island is facing some backlash after a weird comment that Olandria has recently made about Nick that is for sure rubbing a lot of people the wrong way, especially black women, because they feel like she's setting them thousands of years back with what she just said. Nick and Olandria were recently hosted by the New York Times podcast where they discussed a lot of things regarding their romance and journey from the villa, but one of the things that she said is particularly landing her in some hot water, and it's none other than her having a strong white savior mentality, where she said that it's rare for a man who looks like Nick to love and yearn for a woman who looks like her.
I want to start there. It's like, what do you think it is, to both of you, what do you think it is about your relationship that makes people so obsessed?
Well, you want to take this or you want me?
I can go really quick.
Okay.
I just think like in the real world, I think relationships are so hard and it's not that fairy tale that it is in like movies. And so when you look at our relationship from, the TV standpoint, it's like, yeah, we were into each other day one. And then we went through all of these like trials and tribulations, dating other people, doing kissing other people, a lot of things with other people. And then when you have this like story ending, grand finale of like coming back to each other after all of this, BS, that I think people like resonate with the hardships of their real relationships is like seeing the hardships in our show. So.
I feel like a lot of people feel so seen within our story. Like I don't know, a lot of our supporters are like huge book readers and they love rom-coms. So there's like, oh my gosh, it's just so beautiful to see it happen in real time because it wasn't scripted. It was all natural. So to see it naturally happen in that way, I don't know, we just captivated the audience in that sense. So I truly feel like the first day I kissed Nick, and then he kissed me back the second day. It's like this cat and mouse game. And then they see him yearning. Like, you don't really see men yearning for women in this day and age. And then with him being a fair-skinned male and I'm a dark-skinned female, but seeing me being loved out loud resonated with a lot of people in my community. It's like, oh, this is beautiful. Like, dark-skinned black woman being yearned for and loved out loud by someone that looks like Nick. It's like, this is beautiful. Like, this is like healing the world in a sense because you don't see this often, especially not in real time.
Okay, there's that comment itself, but then there's how she even addressed Nick, calling a fair-skinned man and also saying that their connection is healing the world. Honestly, a lot of people were thrown off by her saying that. First of all, they are reminding her that in this day and age, it has become a normal thing for people who do not look like each other to be in love and be loved so loudly, and even reminding her that she's the prize, not Nick. One person said that as a black girl, it is mad annoying when people act like a white dude is some kind of trophy and we have to cheer just cause he looked our way. The Twitter comments and all that simping are hella irritating. Like, yeah, crush if you want, but he ain't no prize. What does she mean we don't see this often? Interracial relationships exist almost everywhere. She and Nick are not even the first interracial couple on Love Island. She lost me when she referred to that white man as fair man. Is this satire? Does she want a world peace prize? Healing the world? I'm sorry, y'all are not the first interracial couple on the planet. Fair-skinned male and dark-skinned female just threw me off. The way he's looking around, realizing that the relationship has gotten too far. He's screaming about how he's going to break up with her now that she's come out with such strong statements. This is embarrassing. I can't believe she said that. She panders to her fans too much and that is going to be her downfall if care is not taken. All her talking points are copy and paste of what her delusional book talk fans say online, and it's so cringe. Well, the internet is definitely going crazy for Olandria saying that, and I would like to know what you think yourself. Do you think that she's weird for saying that? Do you think that she deserves all this backlash she's getting for saying that? You let me know what you think about that. Personally, I want to go back to something that Nick said about them finding each other after dealing with all the BS, because personally, I feel like him saying that is the actual BS. I mean, please tell me if I'm being weird, but Nick was closed off in the villa with Sierra, and he even said it himself himself that if she wasn't kicked off from the show, maybe they would still be together. So seeing him say that basically his connection or relationship with Sierra, whatever you want to call it, was BS, I think Nick is being really weird.
And then we went through all of these like trials and tribulations, you know, dating other people, doing, you know, kissing other people, a lot of things with other people. And then when you have this like story ending, you know, grand finale of like coming back to each other after all of this, you know, BS, that I think people like resonate with the hardships of their real relationships is like seeing the hardships in our show.
I'm gonna keep moving on.
Yeah, I mean, do you feel like she thought if she stayed, things would have been different? Meaning maybe you wouldn't have ended up with Olandria? I mean, do you think that things would have been different if she stayed?
But I mean, maybe like if she stayed, things would probably be different. Yeah, but things were how they went. So
anyway, during the New York Times interview, Nick did address the whole Sierra relationship and why he didn't go for Olandria from the very beginning, and this is what he had to say.
For a lot of this season, you were coupled up with someone, a woman named Sierra. She was very direct with you, it seemed, about how much she liked you. What was it about that relationship that was working for you?
I think the very first thing was that the connection of like how she loves to travel, and there was just so much connection past like excuse me, sorry.
Yeah. Also, we can take a little sip.
Yeah, might have to. Thank you, New York Times, for this water. I think that we just had a connection from like traveling and our interest in modeling and like kind of this working in the same industry. And that was all within like the first few hours of meeting her. And at that time I was, you know, coupled up with another woman named Bella.
Yes.
And for me, it was like that verbal communication and that connection that like surpassed that relationship.
You became exclusive, right? You like,
yeah.
You closed off.
Yeah. And I think that things just like clicked. It was like easy to work past problems with her. And like when an issue would arise, it would be, I don't know, just easy. Like everything was easy about it. And it just flowed well. And then boom, like she gets removed from the villa without me knowing. So
yeah. We later find out that's because of social media posts she made, she since apologized for. She gets removed. I want to linger just before that for a second. You say it seemed easy. Was that sort of frictionless connection? Was that something you were looking for? Like, did it feel like you were putting in work, I guess, or did it just feel very effortless?
I would say effortless, like not in like a negative connotation, like a really positive one, just like free flowing, you know, simple, like talking about life outside the villa. And for me, like closing things off is a big deal. So, or like, sorry, being exclusive is a big deal.
Yeah.
And but like, you know, the villa turned another way.
Yeah.
You know, now we're here. So
you two keep finding each other in the challenges, which are, you know, take many different forms, but generally involve, you know, making out.
Yeah.
There is this one, it's a very early challenge where you're blindfolded, you approach, you don't know who it is, but you get this amazing, you give her an amazing kiss. I mean, you guys do so much kissing on this show. Like, are you kissed out by the end of it?
Yeah.
You are?
There's like a recovery.
Literally, when it comes to challenges and it involves kissing, it's like you just black out. Like, it's just,
black out.
Literally, you just do. I don't know. It becomes so normal. It's just like, all right.
How often did you think about that kiss?
The day two?
That blindfold one throughout the show?
I don't know. For me, that was like our proper first like makeout session. So I think like that was kind of the precedent for the rest of the challenges being like, okay, I want Olandria every kiss. So yeah, that was definitely like the strong foundation of like what the rest of the season would become.
Can you talk to me a little bit more about why you didn't just be like, hi, that was me, those amazing lips, those were mine?
I have no problem like being upfront and like confrontational with people. I think it was more like in my head, it was like, okay, I can be like her secret admirer. Like it was cute like how she didn't know. I remember looking at her from across like on day two, and she was like, who kissed me? Like I know it was someone with a scruffy beard, and I started like feeling
I was like,
it's scruffy.
You said like a close beer, and I was screaming at my screen like, it's Nick. Like,
Yeah.
it's Nick.
Yeah, and I kind of was just like looking across, like, yeah.
Bro, what was that stare across when it after you kissed me or before you kissed me? You was like looking at me like,
Was
like
I?
yeah, it was like
maybe after.
a deep stare.
Or before. Probably.
Yeah, you
both.
was like very focused.
You
and
felt
zoned
like
in.
you couldn't pursue because you were doing your thing with Taylor.
Yeah. It's Bermuda Triangle. And Bermuda Square would have been, I would have had to remove myself from the island
Would
and
have
all
been
that
tough.
stress.
How do you navigate that?
Thank
Exactly.
goodness I
Ships
did
really get lost
That
in
would have been
there.
crazy.
No,
if it was
can't
all
do
through,
that.
yeah.
Too much.
Yeah.